school. We think we're so cool. We take it back to the past.
Hello, 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 and welcome to Sports Buzz, the Fanatical View. I am your host, Scott D. Lewis, here live in studio. Once again, we are on track to stay live, and live we will be 6 to 6:30. The phone lines are open, and we do know the number this week.
Yeah, this week we do.
203-792-4101 is the number if you want to get in and call about anything relating to your personal sports fan views of the week. And the time goes by fast, so get on the horn quick if you want to make that call. It is March 1st. That's a nice thing, huh?
Yes.
How about that? There's a little flurry, some wet stuff coming outside today, but no worse for the wear as this winter keeps fading away and we move into March.
Yeah, this is the warmest on record.
It has been unbelievable. Let's keep our fingers crossed, and we don't want to jinx ourselves too much by talking about it, so we'll stop talking about the weather right now. Hey, Bob, how you doing?
I'm doing good stuff.
What's going on?
Not much, you know.
Coming down the wire here with the Whalers?
We're down. We got 3 games left. The season will be over.
3 games left, and then they're looking like a lock, I think, right now for the postseason play.
It looks for a lock for 3rd place.
Do we have an idea of who they're going to play right now? Bob has a little technical thing.
I'm having technical difficulty. Thank you.
And
Can you hear me now? Okay.
All right, we're back with Bob. All things Bob.
They're good.
So they'll be in the playoffs. Next
Yes,
week we'll dive in hardcore to the Whalers, spend some extra time on them because it'll be time for the postseason.
Yeah, we have 2 games this week. One, Saturday against the Delaware Federals, and Sunday against the Danville Dashers.
Both coming into Danbury for 2 games, and then they got one more road game, and then it's playoff bound.
Yeah, they're playing Brooklyn on Friday.
Oh, the
rival.
rival.
And Brooklyn is right there with them. So.
And how many teams are in the playoffs?
There's 6 teams.
So they're good. They're good, but it'll be a matter of who they play.
Yes.
So they can play 3 versus 4.
They probably will play either Brooklyn or Aquasani, the way it's looking right now.
Oh boy. That's going to be interesting in that first round.
Oh, yes.
I'd like to see them win that first round this year.
I think it's going to start the 9th is when playoffs will start, and they probably figure it's going to go for at least 3 weeks.
So if they stay 3, they could actually be the home team?
Yeah.
All right. So they could get 2 home games. But they have to
stay. Yeah, they have to stay there in at least 3rd place.
And what is it, 2 out of 3 or 3 out of 5?
It's 2 out of 3 for first round, and then it's 3 out of 5 for the final.
Wow. All right. Well, we will find out what happens as we
get closer.
Come
out Saturday night because it's Volunteer Firemen's tonight.
That's always a good thing to support. Go check out those volunteer firemen. All right, Bob, we got a lot of things to talk about. First, let's say hello to our guys in the studio. John Neumeiler, once again, in the set there.
Yes, he is.
Taking time from his Danbury Live, which you can see, of course, Saturdays at 7 and Tuesdays at 11, all things Danbury politics and around the area politics. You can check him out. And Mike Toohey is there in action, directing the show. Expose Cinema, of course, Friday nights at 10, Wednesdays at 1 o'clock. And all right, so let's get going. There's a lot of things to touch on. I'm going to go through a couple of quick things before we maybe get back into the insanity.
Oh, don't forget, Big Rich is in the studio.
Uncle Buck is hanging out in the studio as well.
Yes.
One of our big fans. Maybe he'll slip off to a phone and call in.
Never know.
We'll see how the show goes. Surprises aplenty over here. Right. How about that big race, Bob?
Oh, that was, you mean the big fireball?
The big fireball. They wait, what, a day and a half to get this thing going.
Because of rain.
Because of rain. They finally get a primetime Monday night affair. And actually, people were tuning into this race, it. Huge wreck in the first, 2 laps. Jimmy Johnson, he's gone. Danica avoided disaster there. She survived, but her car got nicked up. So big wrecks early, and then big fireball late. Juan Carlos Montoya.
Brakes locked up, and he heads for the...
I had never seen anything like this, and that provided, 2.5 hour delay?
2.5 hour delay. They used every kind of chemical to fix it, including Tide.
They tried to put this thing out. It was a huge mess. So. I know. I turned off. I was done. I went to bed. I was tuning in and out of the race, keeping track of it as the night went on, and then I checked in, and there's a huge fire, and the fire kept going, and I said, when is this race even going to go?
That truck holds 200 gallons of jet fuel,
man.
plus and you hit that sucker, it just goes.
Yeah, so it wasn't a great start to the season as far as the way things went, but Matt Kenseth is the champion.
Yeah, the number 17 there.
Number 17 car right there, right there. We got him representing Junior.
Yes.
So
Number
close,
2.
but so far.
Yeah.
How many years has it been since Junior won a race?
It's been quite a long time.
Over 2 years?
More than that.
Are we over 3 years with him now?
Yeah.
Wow. So not good. He was right there though.
Oh yeah.
He made a good push for it. He actually ran a pretty good race. But Kenseth, they claimed patience paid off.
Yes.
And he wins it. So that was a Daytona 500. A little soccer note I like to get to. How about a little friendly, international friendlies going on all over the world yesterday. And it was a big day for USA in Italy. Now, as you know, Italy is actually my team, even though I am an American guy.
Yeah, I know.
So I'm conflicted when the boys in blue take on my team there from Italy. But USA, first time ever, 78 years or something like that. USA defeats Italy 1-0, as they like to say, on the pitch over in Italy. Unbelievable. Dempsey comes up with the goal late in the game to win it. So that was a good thing for Team USA, as we know, who are building with the new coach there. And things have been going pretty well after the shaky first few games under his helm. So nice little win for USA in Italy. It was only a friendly. I won't go crazy over my Italian team losing. And we'll see how that fares well for them moving forward. What else we got? A little spring in the air, a little spring training, but actually a quick NFL news and notes before we go baseball. Sexy Rexy Ryan made his appearance at the Combine last week, and it was the toned down, maybe we'll call him Slim Sexy now, the slimmer mouth Sexy, not the big mouth, the slim mouth Sexy Rexy. Saying that his predictions of the past year or so were actually a mistake. He says he
actually said he was. He
said, yapping his big fat mouth was not a good thing for the team. Basically, is what he said. And with that, the Jets, wasn't it? The Jets, what happened to the Jets? They were like the toast of the town. They owned New York City. They were going to win the Super Bowl.
They were heading for a Super Bowl.
Now, their players can't get out of town fast enough.
Yeah.
Bart Scott wants gone. Plaxico saying that he would love nothing more than to play for the Eagles. I think, isn't he still under contract? I don't know. Yeah. Anyways, so that's what's going on with the Jets. And also we've got the Peyton Manning watch continuing.
Yes.
T-minus, what, 7 days?
I think his career is over myself, but I could be wrong.
I don't know. You can never tell. Each day it's different. He threw. He was looking better. Then you're saying he had more surgeries that they didn't reveal. So who knows? But 7 more days of the Manning watch in Indy before they have to make a decision. Then the free agent period starts, and it's going to be crazy. Then we got the draft, and we see Jeff Fisher right here, as the Rams have said clearly they are looking to trade the number 2 pick, even though RG3, Robert Griffin III, is just showing off his skills at the Combine.
Right.
They're going to stick with their man Sam Bradford as quarterback, and they're looking to trade down. They've already received at least 6 people inquiring about that number 2 pick. So we'll see who is going to get the man behind Andrew Luck. And it'll be RG3 at that 2 spot. The Browns, maybe the team that is going to make the biggest push for RG3. But we'll have to see what happens, because they also need to see if Peyton Manning's actually a free agent, because some of those teams looking to trade for a QB might just go sign a QB. The Jets, of course, talking that they are going to continue to look at all positions, including the quarterback, so they could talk Peyton, although lately they've been talking about Chad Henne.
Yes, I heard that a lot of
from the Dolphins coming in as the backup and maybe threatening to push forward past Dirty Sanchez. We'll see. All right, spring training.
Yes.
It's been pitchers and catchers, and now it's full squads, and then it's going to be games.
Bobby V is
stirring things up, and we do have to tip our cap to the captain, Mr. Jason Varitek, announcing his retirement. First, it was Tim Wakefield bidding adieu to the Red Sox. Now the captain, Jason Varitek, V-Tech, a legend in the Boston Red Sox world, led that team to 2 championships.
Speaking of Mr. Wakefield.
What's that?
He is in line to be the new spokesman for the Jimmy Fund.
Oh, really? Well, he's always been known for his off-field charitable works. He's won the Roberto Clemente Award, as a matter of fact. So that would not be a surprise to see Wakefield continue on with more outspoken charitable efforts on his part. And Varitek, of course, everybody, players, former and current, talking about his worth to the team and his selflessness. The biggest attribute, as he always was concerned with team first and his teammates, making sure that his teammates were better because of his actions. And whatever he was able to accomplish was secondary, as long as the team and his teammates, most importantly, were better because of him. And he certainly achieved that in full. So it's going to be a different clubhouse. No Wakefield, no Varitek for the Red Sox, and Bobby V.
Who's going to catch for them knuckleballers?
Well, the knuckleballer's gone, so they're going to worry about it. He's not there anymore. But Beckett has had his caddy has been Varitek. Nobody catches Beckett other than Tech, so he's going to have to get used to it. And there we see the shot, the punch in the face of A-Fraud.
The A-Rod and
the A-Rod, and that incident was brought up this week.
Yes,
Bobby V used the opportunity to mention Varitek's retirement in saying, well, he beat up A-Rod. That was a good thing for the Red Sox, and that certainly did spark the first World Series title of the decade. And from that point on, they were nonstop, and they went on a run that led to the ending of the curse. And it started maybe on that day with a punch to the face of A-Rod.
And last year, we had Mr. Bobby V here for our Western
breakfast. Have we found out who's going to talk yet?
Yes. We
do have the announcement.
Yes, this is a press release. This is
we are breaking news.
Breaking news.
Last year was Bobby V.
This year is Jim Bouton, the former New York Yankees.
Wow,
Mr. Jim Ball for himself.
Oh, very nice. So the Westerners continue to bring in the big names. And there we see, maybe they could have got Jorge. He's out of work right now. We see Jorge at his retirement. There's been changes in Yankee land as well, as Jorge retired.
And what's his name? Another great ball player went to the Pirates.
A.J. Burnett. And how about A.J. Burnett? Gets traded to the Pirates and then
gets hurt.
Practice, he bunts the ball off his face. He breaks a bone in his orbital bone in his face. He's out indefinitely for the Buccos. Oh, not good for AJ.
Do we have a renege on the contract?
Yeah, right. You know, they picked up Eric Bedard and AJ Burnett, who I think both of those guys will be nice acquisitions. Remember, the Pirates were a good team for 2/3 of the season last year, and they collapsed down the stretch. And our Joe Barlow kid, Charlie Morton,
he's doing pretty good there. I see him.
He had hip surgery in the offseason, but he's announced that he's fine. He's in spring training, healthy. No setbacks from his hip surgery, so he's looking to build on his successful. He had a very good year last year, even though they faded down the stretch. So we'll keep our eye on the Bucks and Mr. A.J. Burnett. And, of course, we have Mariano Rivera.
That's another story.
Well, before we get to the Mets, Mariano Rivera playing coy with the media, saying he knows what the decision will be at the end of the season as far as whether he will retire or not. He's just not going to tell anybody except his good buddy Derek Jeter, who knows, of course. And Jeter will not tell anybody. So speculation is that this is the great, legendary Mariano Rivera's last year in pinstripes and in baseball.
If that is the case, we will have a big fanfare.
Well, and the interesting thing, not only will he be leaving, but remember, he's the only person still wearing Jackie Robinson's number.
Yeah.
And Jackie Robinson's number will be retired forever by all people once Rivera leaves. So that's interesting. Side note on that. The Mets, Santana still no setbacks, throwing, looking okay. Is Ike Davis alive? Can he play?
I don't know.
Did they amputate his foot? I shouldn't kid, but I mean, it's been interesting with the Ike Davis injuries.
Yes.
And there we see your old friend there, Jose Reyes, in the Mets gear.
And he's in the new Marlins.
I'll have to update that picture and get that Marlins gear on.
Yeah, that new rainbow look.
Yeah, yeah. And we're not going to get to the NBA just yet, but
did you hear about Reyes?
Jeremy Lin did not make the cover for the third straight week because they had the All-Star break, or otherwise maybe he would. But they go with the Marlins on the cover, so they go Linsanity, Marlinsanity. Oh, those Sports Illustrated guys. They're clever. They're clever at Sports Illustrated.
And did you see that he cut his locks?
Oh, did he cut his locks?
Yeah, he cut his locks.
Rumor is he's getting along just fine and dandy with Hanley Ramirez, and Ramirez is Transitioning over to third base, no problem. So the Marlins are going to be a good team, I would think, this year. You know, and now the wild card situation, it sounds like this is happening this year, right? They're going to add the game?
This will be the longest season for baseball.
Well, it's just a one-game play-in. I mean, personally, I think they're fixing the AL East problem by tinkering with the overall baseball, MLB. You know, everybody's talking about how, you know, there's no pennant races because nobody's trying to win the division. They need to put the impetus back on winning the division. You know, some teams have that wild card, so the division race becomes secondary just as long as you get in. That only happens in the American League East because of the Rays, the Red Sox, and the Yankees.
Yeah.
Everywhere else, it's different teams every year. It's not one division dominating wild card entry from the National League.
I mean, look at the longest time back in the 50s and 60s.
And the worst part about it is they're gonna make more interleague play.
Yeah.
They should be reducing interleague play. Now it's going to be interleague play all year round, which won't start this year. I think it's going to be next year when the Astros move. And you know my feelings on this, Bob. I'll pitch it again to my audience here. They should have thought big and moved two teams instead of just making the easy move with the Astros. Move the Rockies, based in Denver, an AFC football-friendly town with natural rivals in the AL West. They should have moved the Rockies out of that stadium, which also plays more to American League ballparks, to the American League West, and then move the Astros, the long-tenured National League team who play in a little park that suits more suitable to the National League, to the NL West, where they would have had nice rivals there. That's what the Major League Baseball should do. I think I should start a petition. What do you think? It's not too late. The Astros aren't gone yet. There's a whole other season before this thing gets moved. It's got to be the Rockies going, not the Astros. I hate it. I hate it.
You know what we need? We need a Major League team in Connecticut. That's what we need.
That would be nice. That'd be nice. All right, I've been stalling long enough, not for the Linsanity, but for the Yukon calamity.
The Yukon collapse.
They went for the donuts. They came away with egg on their face at the Dunkin' Donut Center, Bob.
It was not pretty.
One of the all-time worst losses, really, when you analyze this situation, what took place in this game that I have seen ever from the Yukon organization. Up by 14, Bob.
I know. I
had
14 unanswered points, and then it
cruising along, and then all of a sudden the Friars just Friar roast.
It just flipped over, and they went ahead by 10 points.
You know, it starts innocently enough, a three-point shot, a missed basket, another three-point shot. You're like, oh, a little mini run. It's down to 9. A two-point basket is down to 7. Then 2 quick turnovers for layups, and it's down to 3, and you're like, uh-oh, here we go.
Yep.
Another three-point shot. It's tied. Another 3. They're down 3.
And then
they get the technical foul. All of a sudden, they were down by 8, as a matter of fact. They went from 14 up to 8 down. Then Jeremy Lamb decides he wants to play.
Right.
I mean, if Jeremy Lamb could play from start to finish, this guy's got to show some emotion and get involved in the game. He steps up, and all of a sudden, he's hitting three-point shots, getting them back in this game. They lose by 2. Unbelievable. Just ridiculous performance. This really was a must-win for them, Bob. As bad as they've been, if they win this game and then they beat Pitt, you know, they're fine.
Right.
Even if they won that game, lost to Pitt, and then won 1 or 2 in the Big East tournament next week, I think they're fine. I think they got big problems getting into the dance. 17-12. And 7-10 in the Big East.
Last 10 games or 11 games they've lost?
3-11 they are in their last 14. Just horrible. Coach Calhoun is supposed to come back this Saturday.
I hope so.
I don't know if he's going to be able to turn the switch on for these guys as they just folded down the stretch. Unbelievable. All right, let's talk some other basketball, college basketball. I like the Big Ten and the Big 12 this year as my power conferences. Michigan State, Sparty's always right there. Michigan's playing well. Indiana with the big win over the Spartans of the other night. And Indiana has had some of the more signature wins of the year. Remember they beat Kentucky, right? That was a big game for them. And Ohio State and Wisconsin, those teams are all 5-13, 18, 14, 10. They got some big teams ranked in the top 25. Keep your eye on them. Missouri, I like a lot, even though they stumbled recently. Baylor has come back with some wins, but really, if you look at their losses, they lost all the big teams. So I'm not sure what Baylor's going to be able to do. Kansas playing very well, now ranked third. Kentucky and that team that we do not want to mention, who wears those orange colors in upstate New York, still ranked number two. Some traders that they are out of that Big East. Yeah. They'll be leaving soon enough. Get rid of them. Other teams in the Big East, though, Marquette looks very good. They finally lost, though. Georgetown is on a nice run right now.
Yeah, the last few games.
Notre Dame was on a roll, 9 straight. Now they lost, what, 2 in a row?
Yes.
Louisville had been playing pretty well. South Florida, the team getting no respect because nobody thinks they've beaten anybody. And I did look at their schedule, and they really hadn't beat anybody until Louisville last night. Very nice win for them. But they're 12-5 in the Big East, yes. Bob. 19-11. South Florida's in the dance. I mean, with that kind of record, they're going. How about my CSU team now firmly putting themselves in big bubble contention as they knock off the running Rebels last night with another win, another week, another upset. They knocked off San Diego State, New Mexico, now UNLV. And all those Mountain West teams have actually played very well. And they completed a perfect home record this year. Undefeated at home, CSU Rams. Very nice. Another team I want to watch coming in who hasn't been getting much love, ranked number 23. They did beat Duke. Yes. Temple, 23-6.
Yeah.
How about a love for the Owls in the A-10?
Oh, yes.
They always do damage in the tournament, the A-10. Temple sometimes yes, sometimes no. I'm watching Temple as the by the time we do the show next week, there's going to be some automatic bids already announced.
Yes.
And conference tournaments winding down, and it'll be Selection Sunday, and it's March Madness. Where did the year go? Yeah. Unbelievable, the season winding down.
February just went like that. So it's January, winter's gone, we're into spring.
Yeah, March 1st, it is March Madness time. All right, so we are running out of time. The Knicks got back on track last night after the All-Star break. They started slowly, overcame a 17-point deficit. Again, it was no vanity sparking, not Linsanity.
I didn't even watch the All-Star game, so.
I didn't watch 1 second of the All-Star game. I did see the highlights, and the highlight was LeBron is La Pass once again. LeBron in a big moment with the game, the All-Star game on the line. He's got Kobe Bryant right in front of him, begging him to take him off the dribble, try to beat him for the win, and he throws the ball across court. I don't know. I mean, he said he saw his teammate Flash Gordon, Dwayne Wade, open like in the corner somewhere. Ball's intercepted. The West win. The West win. Shobi Defiant, of course, playing through the broken nose. That'll be interesting to see as they take on the Heat. The Fakers and the Heat have a game coming up, I believe. Some news around the NBA. Sixers fading fast, not playing well. The Pacers rising, winners of 6 straight now. The Hawks also fading, not playing well at all. I've been hinting at this a little while, Bob, and Rajon Rondo is back on the trade block. Keep your eye on Rajon Rondo.
You think he could be coming to New York? Or?
I don't know where he'll go, but they're getting a little tired of his act. Upset about the All-Star snub, which I complained about last week. Also, the offense does not flow as well so far this year when he's in the mix, and he's hot and cold. Good games, bad games, depending on the night. And his shooting woes continue to be a problem. He's back on the trading block. Celtics won 2 in a row out of the break. They needed to do that. I believe they got the Knicks, this big matchup with them on Sunday, right? Out west, Memphis rising. 8-2 in their last 10. I tell you, watch out for Memphis because they don't even have Zach Randolph in the lineup yet, and they're playing well. Oklahoma City cruising. Dallas is hurting a little bit after they looked good. Yeah. Minnesota is winning, continues to win. They're not in playoff contention yet, but the T-Wolves are racking up solid wins, and they have a very good young team. And Houston continues to surprise. The Spurs have lost 2 straight.
Okay.
NHL Caps are back in the playoff standings. Toronto is fading fast. They have dropped way out.
Yeah.
The other teams to watch on the outside looking in right now in the East, Tampa Bay, Buffalo, Carolina, and the Islanders a little bit. 69 is in, 61 is out. So those teams are hanging around. Montreal is done. They are gone. The Pens are coming on strong right now. Bruins playing the Devils tonight. The Devils looked good for a little while. Now they're struggling a little bit.
Yeah, especially when they played the Rangers.
Yeah, Rangers. But the Rangers did lose to those Islanders, Bob. I told you. That's 2 weeks in a row. I had the Blackhawks,
speaking
and then I had the Islanders over your Rangers.
Speaking of which, we had a call up. Nick Nieder for the Whalers.
Oh, yeah?
He got called up to Bridgeport.
Sound Tigers.
Yes.
All right, one step from the Islanders.
Yes.
We'll keep our eye. But the Rangers still top dog in the East. Out West, Vancouver is the top team in all the land with 88 points compared to your Rangers 86. And even Detroit has 87, so they're ahead of the Rangers as well. St. Louis still playing very well, Bob, 85 points. Nashville, 81. Watch out for the Predators with 81 points. The trade deadline came and went. The Bruins made some nice small trades. No big thing went down. Nash did not get traded. The Blackhawks, even though they beat your guys there, are struggling. San Jose and Dallas are holding on for dear life. They are struggling as well. The Avs and the Kings right there trying to knock down the door. The Flames, the Wild, and the Ducks are the teams that are maybe but still have a chance out west.
Right.
So we are winding down, Bob.
The one thing I want to call out to is the WestCon team. They're going to NCAAs. They're playing out in Pennsylvania. They're playing a West Virginia game.
Division III.
Division III. Bobby Campbell and them guys are doing.
They did. The men's team did well.
Yes.
I know. How'd they do in the LEC?
They were.
In the tournament play there, I think they had a couple
were like
wins.
around 4th place or 5th or 3rd place around there. But
all right, so I'll have to pay attention to our local college team, WestCon, and see what they do in the Division III play. Did Immaculate go on to win the SWC tournament?
I'm not sure.
I know states are starting. Girls' states tournaments are going on right now. I'll see if I can get some local stuff for us next week. Maybe we'll do big local show next week because we got the Whalers playoff preview.
Yes.
All right, we're running out of time.
Okay.
They're telling me to say goodbye, so stay tuned. Next week we will be back live once again.
Come out this weekend to watch the Whalers.
As they wind down their season and position themselves for the playoffs. And Sunday, tune in, see how those Bricks and Linsanity handle the Celtics and their defense. We'll see what happens there. Should be interesting. All right, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week.
Okay.
I've been a troublemaker, I've been a late-night player, I've been broke as a joke, I've been a money maker, I've been a record breaker, taking credit as an educator, I've been known to spit the flows and make it shaky, shaky thing, popping, locking, stop and let it hang. Watch us as we drop this hip-hop, it's like it stings. We make the whole room drop and everybody sing. We want the funk, we gotta have that funk. We kick it old school, we think we're so cool. We take it back to the past, we gonna act a fool. Up jumps the middle finger, make my Jaeger just a little bigger. We kick it old school, we think we're so cool. We take it back to the past, we gonna act a fool. Up jumps